Imagine a world where every tear you shed is not just an emotional release, but a powerful force that can heal your body and mind. Welcome to the fascinating science behind crying. Did you know that those salty drops rolling down your cheeks are actually tiny superheroes, fighting stress, toxins, and even improving your mood? This opening sets an intriguing tone, hinting at the surprising benefits of crying that will be explored in the video. It immediately grabs the viewer's attention by presenting crying in a new, almost magical light, which contrasts with the common perception of tears as merely a sign of sadness.
Are you aware of how your body is affected by every small daily activity you engage in? What you consume, how much sleep you get, and each and every tear you cry? The majority of individuals are aware of how their bodies respond to strenuous activities like working out, but less are aware of how they respond to tears. Greetings and welcome back to Bestie Viewers. You may not be aware of the physical effects of crying, even though you are usually worried about the mental causes and effects of it. People do not always cry when they feel sad. They are an expression and defense mechanism used by your body. They have more effects on your body than you may realize. We'll explain what happens to your body when you weep in today's video. Watch to the end to find out about everything from eliminating pollutants to strengthening your bond, protecting your eyes, elevating your mood, preventing infections, and more. Reduces tension. The only other animal that can cry is the human, but scientists are still unsure of the relationship between our emotions and the physical act of sobbing. Why do we cry during times of happiness and occasionally of sadness? Blubbering may have the advantage of easing the physical strain that comes with being agitated. Typically, crying starts right after the body's peak arousal and parasympathetic activity rises. This aids in restoring balance to the body. Put another way, crying happens as your body shifts from a peaceful rest and digest state to an aroused fight-or-flight state. What stresses you out the most in your day-to-day life? Tell us right away in the comments box below. Eliminates toxins. Research has indicated that tears assist the body in getting rid of harmful substances. It was discovered that there are certain chemical distinctions between irritant tears, like those produced by slicing onions, and emotional tears. Emotional tears have a larger protein content, which could be the result of stress byproducts being released. However, these findings haven't been confirmed subsequently, partly due to the difficulty of conducting lab-based research on this. Getting people to cry spontaneously in response to emotional cues while holding back their emotions is extremely difficult. Furthermore, the majority of tears are absorbed in the nasal passages and cannot be gathered. Your respiration pattern alters. Another obvious feature of our physiology is breathing. When we weep, our breathing rhythm alters as well. The diaphragm rises and falls with each heartbeat. Our normal breathing rhythm is disturbed, which results in fluctuating oxygen levels and dyspnea in between sobs. This explains why when people cry, they frequently inhale deeply. According to a study, crying makes it easier for people to control their breathing under stressful situations, which promotes healing and coping. Researchers discovered that individuals who sobbed were more adept at controlling their breathing than those who did not. Encourages you to accept your feelings and humanity. Tears lubricate and comfort the eyes of all mammals, but only humans cry when they are emotionally stressed. Tears enable us to identify the emotions we are feeling, and feelings inspire us to cooperate, sympathize, and band together in order to survive. Crying does, in fact, have a significant social purpose. It conveys the resilience and essence of bonds, arousing compassion and even support. It brings people closer to one another, advantageous for your eyes, beneficial to your eyes. Tears have a biological purpose of maintaining the moisture in the eye or shielding it from particles or pollutants. From this fundamental biological process, emotional tears have developed into something more complicated that can happen for just emotional, as opposed to physiological causes. However, dry eyes, which can hurt and possibly cause vision loss, can develop in peepers that aren't hydrated by tears. However, excessive sobbing can actually irritate the eyes. which is why, following a particularly intense crying session, they become red and swollen. What role does this play in emotional crying? It's unclear, but a study of people with Sjogren's syndrome, dry eyes, revealed that their capacity to recognize emotions was diminished. Are you intrigued yet? Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to receive all of our amazing bestie content and join our millions of followers. Elevates your mood. For many people, crying is a sign of sadness. Elevates your mood. However, since emotional tears cause the release of stress hormones, crying actually helps elevate your mood. Weeping reduces stress levels, which improves sleep quality and fortifies the immune system. After a good weep, your body should release these chemicals and you should feel better than before. A lump forms in your throat. A lump forms in your throat. A lump in the back of the throat is frequently a warning indication that a crying fit is about to happen. According to researchers, it results from a conflict between the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous systems over the glottis, or space between the vocal folds. It frequently happens when someone is attempting to contain their tears. The flight or fight response in the body is managed by the sympathetic nervous system. It stops superfluous processes like digesting and urinating in stressful or dangerous situations to preserve energy so that you can react to a threat. The glottis then enlarges to allow more air to enter, since the body now needs more oxygen. The glottis closes as a result of the parasympathetic division's attempt to return the body to normal. The sensation of a lump in the throat is essentially caused by several muscles' constriction when they attempt to open and close the glottis simultaneously. Bolsters your connections. Bolsters your connections. We are communicating via our own vulnerability when we cry. Crying with encouraging people might be an indication that we're close to them, which encourages empathy and an emotional bond. We strive not to cry in front of strangers because we don't like to display our frailty to them. Instead, we hold back on crying. Your nose begins to run. Your nose begins to run. Tears are often associated with a runny nose. It's true that letting yourself cry may get messy. This has very simple biology at its core. The nasolacrimal ducts in your nose allow tears to exit your tear ducts, which are located beneath your eyelids. There, they combine with mucus and other elements found inside your nose, such as allergies or blood. Then this liquid spills out. It's just the tears draining and combining with the already mucus. You're not producing new mucus. Tears stream down our faces and might give us a stuffy nose when they flow more quickly and in larger quantities than they are drained. Heal sorrow. Heal sorrow. If you have ever experienced the mourning process, you are aware that each step requires time to go through. You can get through every stage of sadness by crying. While some people find solace in letting go of their emotions in order to grieve their loss, not everyone finds that crying helps throughout this process. Weeping can alleviate the intensity of pain, whether it be mental or physical. When you cry, endorphins are released into the body, which helps numb the pain and make you feel generally calm. This mechanism also contributes to self-soothing by reducing the severity of pain experienced. Enhances interaction. Enhances interaction. It should come as no surprise that crying was originally used by babies to attract their mother's attention. The most defenseless animals are babies, who are unable to follow their mother like ducks or cling to fur like other primates. Children's and babies' tears offer this call for assistance of visual element and direct attention toward a particular caregiver. People have transformed this biological role into an emotional one as adults. Similar to verbal crying, adult tears primarily communicate the message, "I need you, help me." It is the reverse of fight or flight and is a response to a situation of powerlessness. Reduces blood pressure. Reduces blood pressure. It has been shown that crying shortly after treatment sessions, in which patients sobbed and vented, decreased blood pressure and pulse. Elevated blood pressure has the potential to harm the heart and blood vessels, as well as worsen heart failure, stroke, and dementia. Moreover, it lowers the body's amount of manganese, a mineral that influences mood and is present in tears in much higher concentrations than in blood serum. High manganese levels have been linked to hostility, anxiety, and irritability. Your health can be seriously harmed by high blood pressure. Thus, it's critical to identify the warning signals when it's elevated. Watch the video 9 Signs of High Blood Pressure. You should never ignore to learn more about these symptoms. Let's go back to the reasons why crying is healthy for your body and mind. Combats infection. Combats infection. Your eyes may get dry if you don't cry for an extended period of time. Inability to resist infection and discomfort are two consequences of dry eyes. Your eyes will become more lubricated when you cry, which will reduce irritation and prevent infection. Obtains the assistance you require. Obtains the assistance you require. When you're depressed, you could choose to withdraw or just keep your troubles from people around you hidden. Cry, nevertheless, can let others close to you know that you're in need of assistance. Crying for help doesn't end in infancy and can last well into maturity. You can expand your network of support when people perceive that you're having difficulties. Restores emotional equilibrium. Restores emotional equilibrium. You may genuinely feel better and lighter after a good week. Stressors are released from the body, and your mind feels considerably calmer, which is why most of us feel like sleeping afterward. However, if you or someone you know cries easily, you should exercise caution. This may indicate mental discomfort and necessitate seeking medical attention. In summary, the next time someone criticizes you for sobbing, ignore them since it's all for your own mental health. While crying occasionally is healthy for you, crying a lot over little things might also be an indication of deeper mental health problems. Your body will send out even more signals if you are experiencing mental health issues. Watch this to find out more about these signs. Either 5 indices of depression that should never be ignored, or 7 warning signs you are emotionally and mentally tired. So if you want to improve your mental health, feel free to watch one or both of the films. What triggers your most frequent tears? Tell us in the space provided for comments below.